Ongoing projects in Tanzania 2022. In recent years, Tanzania has become one of Africa's top construction hubs, with the nation's roads, trains, airports, power plants and dams all under construction. Over the preceding 5 years, the building market in Tanzania has grown quickly. The GDP share of the construction sector in the country has climbed from 7.8% in 2015 to 13.6% in 2020. According to Tanzania's National Bureau of Statistics, the government of Tanzania's endeavors to develop the country's infrastructure are significantly responsible for the rise of the construction industry. The nation's infrastructure development aims to encourage industrialization for economic growth. Human development and change also attract more commercial and investment opportunities. Without wasting time, here are Tanzania's most breathtaking mega projects. Welcome to our channel. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe. Also hit the notification button so you'll be notified every time we post a new video. 1. Tanzania-Burundi Standard Gauge Railway (SGR) project. The SGR line will link the western Tanzanian town of Uvinza with Gitega, the capital city of Burundi, and is estimated to be 282 kilometers long. An agreement between the government of Tanzania and Burundi for the project's completion in 2020 stated that the former will construct a 156-kilometer section of the railway from the small town of Malagarasi to Uvinza, and the latter will construct a 126-kilometer section from Uvinza to Gitega. The Tanzania-Burundi SGR line will help move more than 3 million tons of minerals from Burundi to Tanzania, as well as more than 1 million tons of cargo annually between the two East African countries. It aims to increase industrialization, cut transportation costs, and strengthen the local economy as a whole. 2. New International Airport in Dodoma. The project is a part of a strategy to improve the East African nation's infrastructure. The building will be built near Msalato, 12 kilometers from Dodoma. There will be a passenger terminal, a runway, and supporting facilities. The new airport, whose construction will take roughly 4 years and whose runway is just over 2 kilometers long, will be able to accommodate 1 million people annually. A $198.6 million loan from AFDB, a grant of $23.52 million from the African Development Fund, and a $50 million contribution from the Africa Growing Together Fund of China, which the AFDB manages, make up the project's funding package. 3. East African Crude Oil Pipeline. East African Crude Oil Pipeline, EACOP, also known as the 24-diameter Uganda-Tanzania Crude Oil Pipeline, is being built between Tanzania and Uganda. The pipeline begins in western Uganda's Buseruka sub-county and will have a daily capacity of 216,000 barrels of crude oil. The Rakai districts in Tanzania and Uganda are traversed as it then moves roughly in a southeasterly direction. It then loops back around the southern coast of Lake Victoria, travels through Shinyanga and Singida, and finally arrives at Tanga. The project's expected total cost was $5 billion as of August 2021. Total Energies, China National Offshore Oil Corporation, Uganda National Pipeline Company, and Tanzania Petroleum Development Corporation are the proprietors of the pipeline, and they'll be raising $2 billion as equity investments. The remaining $3 billion of funding will come from borrowing from other sources. When it is built, the East African Crude Oil Pipeline will hold the record for being the longest heated crude oil pipeline. 4. Julius Nyerere Hydropower Project. Tanzania is building the Julius Nyerere Hydroelectric Facility, also known as the 2,115 megawatt Rufiji Hydroelectric Facility. A yearly output of 5,920 gigawatt-hours of electricity is expected from the power plant. According to a report in the Tanzanian daily, The Citizen, in December 2018, The Tanzanian government gave the building contract for this power plant to Arab Contractors Limited in Egypt. In August 2017, the Tanzanian government made public its plans to build this dam. The consortium made up of Arab Contractors and El Sawedi, both Egyptian companies who had been chosen to build the power plant, purchased the construction site from the Tanzanian government in February 2019 for a budgeted cost of $2.9 billion. Tanzania's Energy Ministry intends to boost the total installed capacity to 5 gigawatts and to 10 gigawatts by 2025, according to Mr. Medard Kalimani, the country's energy minister. 5. New Kigongo Chinga liquefied natural gas plant. Construction of an LNG export facility close to substantial offshore natural gas discoveries in deep water south of the nation of East Africa has long been hampered by regulatory obstacles. The government announced in March that it planned to conclude on the construction of the LNG facility with a group of foreign oil and gas companies headed by Equinor of Norway in September. The $30 billion facility is expected to boost the country's 7% of annual economic growth by an additional 2 percentage points just by breaking ground, according to the Central Bank of the country. 10 million tons of liquefied natural gas will be produced annually as a result of the project. International oil companies will develop the project in cooperation with the government-run Tanzania Petroleum Development Corporation. The plant would be located in Kigongo village in the town of Lindi on the Indian Ocean coast, 286 miles by road south of Dar es Salaam. It would encompass about 2,071.705 hectares of land. 6. Dar es Salaam Port Expansion. The Dar es Salaam port is being renovated. The port will be able to handle larger vessels capable of transporting up to 18,500 containers thanks to the construction, which will cost $421 million and is scheduled to be finished in 2024. With the initiative, the Tanzania Port Authority will be able to grow. The port would be able to handle ships with a length of more than 304 meters, up from 204 meters, and container throughput will increase to 28 million tons per year, from about 20 million tons currently. 7. Kilimanjaro Cable Car Project. With the ability to access the global community, Tanzania wants to build a cable car system at the summit of Mount Kilimanjaro, the highest peak in Africa and the tallest freestanding mountain in the world, in order to draw more tourists to the well-known tourist destination. Tanzania plans to build a network of cable cars to make it easier for tourists to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. The project will allow elderly people, people with disabilities, and others with health issues, which prevent them from climbing the mountain to the top, to have the same experience as trekkers on the thrilling 5 climatic zones along the March Army route to the top of the mountain, which was developed by Tanzania's Ministry of Tourism. The cost of the Kilimanjaro Cable Car project is anticipated to exceed $72 million. 8. The Dodoma City Outer Dual Carriageway. Construction of the road to bitumen standards, as well as the installation of pipe culverts, bridges, locks, drainage systems for embankments, pavement layers and ancillary work are all included in the Ring Road project. Its main objective is to address the need for improved logistics services to deal with the anticipated population boom and expansion of economic activities in Dodoma due to its location at the intersection of 2 significant continental road corners: the Central Corridor, which connects the port city of Dar es Salaam to Rwanda's Bukavu, and the Southern Corridor, which connects Bukavu to the rest of the country. The project is being funded by the African Development Bank and the Tanzanian government. The Chinese companies Avic Project Engineering and Construction Corporation are in charge of construction, directed by Tanzania's National Highway Organization. When the 110-kilometer to Dodoma Outer Dual Carriageway is built, roads will have one of the longest ring roads in Africa. 9. Kigongo Bridge. One of the key components for putting Tanzania's development programs into action is the construction of the Kigongo Bridge, which provides a vital connection between the Wanza region and Burundi, one of Rwanda's neighbors. It measures 3.2 kilometers in length and crosses the Gulf of Mwanza on the Mwanza coast of Lake Malawi. The Victoria Bridge, which is the Gulf Bridge, will be the longest bridge in East Africa and the 6th longest bridge in Africa once fully completed. 10. Dar es Salaam Bridge. Tanzania inaugurated in May 2016 the Dar es Salaam Bridge initial phase. In Dar es Salaam, Tanzania's financial center, there is an operational bus rapid transit system. Salaam is the biggest city in East Africa, and due to the city's rapid growth, it is one of the world's fastest growing cities. The populace of the city struggles to maintain the trustworthy mode of transportation of the city's citizens as a result of the costly expenditure. The project is divided into 6 phases. Construction on phases 2 through 4, which collectively cover a distance of around 59 kilometers, is currently ongoing. 11. The Tora Fertilizer Plant. The Tanzanian enterprise Tora Fertilizer Plant was founded in Bolivia. When complete, the plant will be the largest fertilizer manufacturing facility in Africa, with a capacity of 3.8 million metric tons of product annually. The project was originally scheduled to begin in 2016 through a joint venture of the Tanzanian Petroleum Development Corporation with several foreign funding companies, but a derailment in the project's funding caused the project to be delayed. 12. Rusumo Hydropower Project. Despite resistance from environmentalists, the former Tanzanian President John Magufuli inaugurated a new hydroelectric power project in the Selous Game Reserve, a World Heritage Site. The project's anticipated 2,100 megawatts of additional electricity will more than triple Tanzania's existing hydropower capacity of 562 megawatts. Only 10% of households in Tanzania now have access to the national grid for electricity, according to the United Nations Development Programme. The initiative will industrialize the economy without harming the environment. Only 3% of the projects will be located within the Selous Game Reserve, a protected area that is roughly the size of Switzerland. Once the dam is complete, it will belong to the Ministry of Tourism. According to Ahmed El-Swedi, the company's spokesman, El-Swedi Electric, an Egyptian business with financial interests in the project, will open schools and promote economic development. The company also plans to create industries, technical institutions, and enhance trade, while also training personnel. Environmental organizations have, however, expressed concerns about the dam's environmental effects since its plans for construction were made public in 2009. The project will endanger the livelihoods of 200,000 people, including farmers and fishermen who reside downstream of the proposed dam, according to the World Wildlife Fund. The Selous Game Reserve, one of Africa's greatest remaining wilderness areas, is home to elephants, black rhinos, and wild hunting dogs, according to the World Wildlife Fund. We've come to the end of the video, guys. What are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comment section below. If you liked the video, please subscribe and turn on post notifications so you won't miss out on any of our upcoming videos. Also like the video and share with your friends.